It's time for a cup of coffee with Will and Chris at Slumberland Furniture. From Slumberland Furniture in Osage Beach, here are your hosts, William Holtz and Chris Schneider.
Well, it is that time. Christmas has officially come and went. Boy, I cannot believe Christmas season's already over.
Yeah, it came and gone pretty fast, that's for sure. Now, New Year's, right? Hey.
2024 is rolling in like a freight train, Uncle Chris. This is our New Year's edition of A Cup of Coffee with Will and Chris, and we're going to look back on this edition of the first 151 episodes, some of our favorite moments, memories, stories we've done. Plus, hey, everybody talks about New Year's resolutions this time of year. What about you and me? I think it's time you and I.
We're actually going to do one, right?
Yeah.
Right. So we're going to kind of, offer 5 things we could give up, and then we're going to do a drawing, and then we're committing to really trying to give those up, right?
And we're going to hold each other accountable, and if we mess up, we're going to make fun of each other right here on Coffee all year long, so that should be fun. Plus, you see the headline that the military could owe billions for forcing military members that didn't want to take the COVID vaccination out?
Yeah, I did see that, and I don't blame those people. I mean, they were forced to leave the military for not taking the jab. You know, and that's a real thing, so we can talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Plus, we're going to share what we're most looking forward to in the new year, not just with Lake TV, but personally, as well as in our community. We're going to talk about Eagle Days and tell you what's happening the next week into the new year right here on Lake TV, all that and more. But first, a word from our friends at Slumberland at the Lake.
Hey everybody, Daryl Cunningham with Slumberland Furniture at the Lake. Want to wish everybody a very happy new year. Hope you survived the holidays okay. You need to come see us and check us out at Slumberland Furniture, where we have the big clearance event going on. Up to 80% off, special financing deals, and delivering the entire lake area. Come see us at Slumberland Furniture, where we're bringing happy home.
Yeah, Happy New Year from our friends at Slumberland at the Lake, and do not miss the entire month of January. It's their blowout clearance sale, up to 80% off sticker prices. They've got doorstep delivery, all kinds of great stuff going on. And man, as you walk through the store, Chris, you had to tell me, get over here. We got to start the show. There's a lot of great pricing.
Oh man, it's just unbelievable what they have here in the storeroom. And Jill Ray, I mean, her and Daryl Cunningham, man, they know how to put on a sale, give you a good deal, and they've got something they say, we've got something for every room in the house, and we help you bring happy home, and that's exactly what they do.
Yep, they bring a happy home indeed. All right, so hard to believe, Uncle Chris, as we officially say goodbye to 2023 and look ahead to 2024. We're going to look back. This is our 152nd consecutive week we've done Cup of Coffee from right here at Slumberland at the Lake. We're just 4 shows shy of our 3-year anniversary. I thought it'd be a great time as we bring in the new year. Let's look back at some of our favorite moments or stories or memories. I'll start because one of my favorite, remember when we both did the apple cider vinegar?
I do remember that, not fondly.
That was fun though, man. That was fun. I appreciate your ability to have a little fun with me.
I'm still burping that up, man.
Yeah, that's rough. Okay, so what do you think? You have any favorite moments or memories? There's a lot of shows together.
Yeah, you know, and I was sitting down thinking about this. My favorite moment of Cup of Coffee is when it was first born, right? I mean, first conceived. We were sitting in our studios in the office, and I said, what do you think about like starting up, let's start 3 new shows. Let's start Community Spotlight Show. Let's do a show together, you and me, and let's do another show, which is now DJ Kyle's show, right? Mm-hmm. And that moment, and you said, yeah, let's do that. You know, that moment of conception is my favorite moment of A Cup of Coffee, just that day when we were sitting there talking about, and then here we are 152 shows later.
Yeah, millions of viewers. I mean, we are so blessed. We have people that send us fan mail from different states. I want to give a shout out to our good buddy Kevin and Deb, Kevin Hornick, who's in our football pick'em. He has been just amazing friend to me personally, great supporter and encourager to the entire Lake TV team. And you can't forget about Mike and Debbie Betterton in Colorado Springs, Colorado, that watch every Saturday. And you've got some friends back in Colorado as well, correct?
In Dallas that watch us every Sunday. Every Sunday they sit down and watch a cup of coffee. And they've watched Wild Will go from, poor to now rich and all that stuff. over the last 4 years, and
That's funny. I'll tell you, I have a lot. The hometown heroes, some of the individuals in our community that we've gotten to dedicate some time to. I've loved our Central Ozarks Medical Center's hometown heroes segment we had done. Local political coverage. Look, we never started this show with the idea of it really being news or investigative journalism, and at times it's morphed into that when we feel that there's a need. And we've had some big headlines from former Mayor Jerry Morawski and Dennis Klotzer, the alderman with Lake Ozark, who also owns the local radio station, that conflict of interest. We've went after school board members and superintendents and anyone that we just feel is not being truthful or honest. And so dappling in the local news coverage has been enjoyable. It's been a lot of work, been a lot of stress, a lot of headache, a lot of sleepless nights, but it's been enjoyable and rewarding because I would look at any of the battles that we've decided to take on and throw our, and fight for, if you will. We've not lost a battle.
I tell you what, you've done so much work on some of those stories. So now my favorite moment was when we conceived the show, but my favorite story is back when we were in the middle of COVID and Lake Regional put out that letter to the public saying, sometimes you just have to comfort people as they die.
Yeah, we're doing the best we can.
Yeah, but we will not give them ivermectin or hydroxychloroquine. And so we jumped on them for that, and we took a lot of heat. I mean, we were getting called idiots, buffoons, just everything you can think of, because we're saying, well, if you're going to let people die, why not let them try ivermectin or hydroxychloroquine, and so when they would call us names or call us stupid for saying something like that, we said, well, they count some COVID deaths when somebody comes in with a gunshot wound, right? And people said, you're idiots. And we came back the next week with those stories proving that that's what they were doing, right? And so that line of story, when we were doing that, we took a lot of hits, we took a lot of heat, a lot of people called us idiots and stuff, but we stuck to our guns and we told the truth, and sometimes that's not easy to do. That was my favorite story that we've ever done, even though it was difficult.
And now look, Chris, now the things that we said, not only gunshot wounds to the head, but the amount of deaths that are now been proven have been classified as COVID deaths for that government funding to go to those institutions that were, actually filling out those death certificates or putting the reason behind the death, and how crazy that was. But we're seeing a lot more, and at the time, there wasn't as much national coverage. Now it's pretty well known that we, as a nation, botched the COVID situation. We've botched the vaccination situation with the recalls from the Johnson & Johnson to the adverse effects. The list goes on. And so as we look ahead to 2024, we'll be redigging into that because we're starting to see some scary, alarming things from the vaccinated and individuals who were forced to get vaccinated. And so before we go further into that, I thought that was great. I got to tell you, over the last year and a half, been sober now about a month and a half, and been clear-minded and able to look at the totality of what we've been doing. And I have enjoyed growing alongside you as a journalist and as a co-host. And honestly, just working alongside you has been an honor on this show because it's not easy. It's easy for us because we are able to talk. It's easy for us to talk. But with or without prep or headlines, I'm confident we could come in here and for 30 minutes just talk, and you make it easy even when Will's rambling or misuses words.
You never ramble.
Oh, that's all Will does is ramble. But I got to tell you, I have just enjoyed getting to do this with you. We're getting ready to hit 3 years together, and we're excited to announce that we've agreed in terms with Jill Ray and Slumberland Furniture to extend a cup of coffee with Will and Chris right here at Slumberland at the Lake for season number 4. And we're not satisfied at this point. We don't think we have gotten cup of coffee to where we want it to be. And I'm excited to buckle up, roll up our sleeves, and bring our viewers, our friends, and everybody that supports the program more engaging stories and content through Cup of Coffee next year.
And one of the things I'm so impressed with is when you jump into a story, you really do a lot of work. I mean, the behind the scenes work that he does on some of these stories, like you call up and you talk to the mayor, you call up and you talk to this, that, and the other person. You go and book a room at the Lakewood condos to see what's going on with all of that and stuff. It's really just amazing, and I think all of you guys recognize all the work that he puts into that behind the scenes, but it is pretty impressive. And sometimes that's not easy. Sometimes that rips you up.
And I gotta be honest, it wasn't that way early on. It was just, if that was a hot topic, Will is great. Put the headline on, share the Lake Expo story, and give your opinion. And most of the time, without being educated, without doing research, and you learn when you do a story, it's important to talk to both sides, let them know the story's coming, ask questions. Look for stuff that you can substantiate, and it's important to use right phrasing and not say that it's factual, because a lot of times we can't prove it's factual and we just share our opinion. But I can tell you it's been a great journey for me, and I have enjoyed becoming a journalist, becoming a reporter through this program in a way that I didn't think that I would enjoy or be able to do. And I'm certainly not there. I'm still very rough around the edges, but I've learned a lot over the last couple of years, especially this last year. And that's why you'll notice we don't do as many and as often headlines and news bites, because it is so much work to do it right. And I don't want to do anything that's not done right moving forward.
Well, and there's a difference between our opinion and journalism. And I think you've done a really good job of saying, okay, well, this is just my opinion. And then in the journalism stuff, where you've gone and dug up stories and facts and stuff like that, you make that clear too. So that's pretty impressive. And a lot of the news organizations don't do that anymore. I mean, CNN certainly doesn't do that. They have no factual news. It's all opinion, basically. And MSNBC and Fox News are basically the same way. It's hard to find real news anymore, because most of it's just crap opinions of whoever's talking at the moment. So
you can still watch or tune into Tucker Carlson, man.
He is great.
That's real news.
That is the real deal. Yeah.
Yeah. Not only is that real news, but that's engaging, it's entertaining, and it's factual,
Yep.
and it is rooted in truth, even when it's not easy. And so I love that you do still get that. All right. So we talked about some of our favorite moments and memories over the last 151.
What's your favorite feel good? I mean, our favorite story for both of us, I think, was the COVID stuff and the Lake Regional stuff. What's your favorite feel good story from over the years, the last 3 years?
Well, to be honest, I don't know if it's a story, but it's kind of my personal story that's unfolded, and that's been my beautiful wife, Unique, and my 3-year-old daughter, Brinley. It's been amazing to watch. Unique and I have been together now 5.5 years, and, us together, growing together, individually, but together. And we're such different people today than when we first fell in love. And so watching that partnership grow and be catered to by both sides, it's been so enjoyable. And the blessing that is our daughter, Brinley, who is, little over 3 years rolling into the new year. It's just flying by, and the amount of time that we get to spend together. And that's probably been my favorite feel-good story in my own story.
Yeah, that's cool. And it's funny because my favorite feel-good stories actually have been those things, like when you and Unique got married. That was just such a fun, wonderful time.
Yeah.
And the same thing with DJ Kyle and Shay when they got married. Such a fun, wonderful time. Those are my favorite feel-good stories. A close second is some of your Citizen of the Week, and because some of those are so personal, especially for you. You broke down and shed some tears sometimes, and those are wonderful things, wonderful moments. That's a close second to the wedding. So
I love it. Well, I'm going to give you something now that you can hopefully use in next year's New Year's resolution for favorite moments, because I think it's time to focus on the continued improvement. I love that about you and I both, is regardless of where we're at in life, we don't get stagnant. We're never comfortable, always trying to figure out what can we do better, what can we add to our life that would bring value to us and those we love. And so our New Year's resolution project is going to be a little different. You get to take that.
Okay.
One at a time. We're each going to pick 5. You're going to write it down, and we're going to...
5 New Year's resolutions or things we're willing to give up?
We're going to say 5 things that would be hard for you to give up, but your life would improve if you gave them up.
Okay.
And so I'm going to start, and I'm going to say, a lot of people don't know this about me, but I vape. I'm a smoker. I never was a cigarette smoker, but I vape. A vapor device, my buddy, for lack of a better term, calls it a douche flute. So you have the little vape device, and I'm going to put vaping. I'm going to give up my vaping device should you draw that one.
Okay, and I am going to offer to give up snacking late at night. Man, I love to, midnight rolls around, you think, oh, what do I got over there? What can I eat, So, but that's like one of the worst things you can do, right?
That's true.
I'm willing to give up snacking late at night, right? Okay.
All right, I'm gonna do this one. Ghost energy drinks. I love these guys, and I drink 2 or 3 a week.
You and Andrew Evans, man, you drink those things like water.
Well, I'm down, and see, I was drinking 1 a day at least, and now I'm down to 1 or 2 a week. But I'd like to just cut them out completely if that's what you end up drawing. So I'm folding mine like this, so you can see.
You're folding yours in half?
In 4.
Oh, in 4.
And then put it in your empty prop cup.
In this cup?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then we'll one at a time draw out of the hat.
So my next one is sweets, okay? I love sweets. Like this time of the year, my wife is such a good baker. Everything she makes is just so good. And I'm like all or nothing. Either I'm either eating it all or I'm like staying completely away from it.
So wait, you're starting with snacking late and sweets?
Yeah.
Those are 2, like, that's gonna be tough.
Yeah, it is gonna be tough.
So what happens if I draw snacking late? You can still have sweets?
Yeah, I'll still eat sweets.
That's all right. Very good. All right. My and most people know this about me, but I am an avid McDonald's person.
Right? No.
I
Are you really?
love McDonald's.
Didn't know that.
Yes, you did. And so I'm putting McDonald's. That if you draw this, I'm going to try to stay out of McDonald's, even for their coffee in the morning.
Okay.
For a whole year. Andrew's shaking his head back there. He knows that's impossible.
Happen. My next one is staying up too late. Right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm a night person. I have to make myself go to bed before 2 in the morning just because I love staying up late. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. I could be, studying the Bible or whatever. I'd love that time of the night to study or just watching a movie or getting ready for the show or, getting ready for a game or something like that. But it's not really good for my health. I need to go to bed earlier and get a little more sleep. So that's another one that I would be willing to give up.
You and me both, and for me to kind of piggyback off that, one that will help me accomplish that is phone past midnight.
Oh yeah, phone, yep. Because that phone, boy, that'll grab you. That doesn't let you go either. Once you get started on that, it's videos, it's messages, emails, texts,
you can
whatever.
Work, you can watch content, you can play games. I mean, it just keeps your engagement level high, and it's harder to fall asleep. So that's going to be my 4th one.
Okay, my 4th one is fast food.
In general?
In general, all kinds of fast food. Doesn't matter if it's here or there or whatever, and I have my favorites, that I just love. But it's not good for you. Fast food is not healthy food.
I got to give it to you. I still have an out. I said McDonald's. So that way, if you draw
that gives you an out, yeah.
Hey, Dave, Wendy, I'm on my way down for a squared burger. Here I come. So I'm impressed.
Where's
fast
the beef?
Food. So is there like limitations? I mean, is Panera considered fast food?
I don't like Panera. The wife likes that, but that's not even real.
So fast food, does that mean if they got a drive-through?
Basically, yeah. I think
no
so.
Starbucks for you.
Yeah. Oh, see, and I'm over the Starbucks thing, right?
Me too. All right. So my last thing is biting my nails.
Oh yeah.
I do that typically when it comes to sports.
Yeah.
And anxiety obviously plays a factor, but more so in like fantasy football playoffs.
Oh yeah. Well, and sometimes, because I know what you mean, because I'm a nail biter too, but I've learned over the years not to go too far because that hurts when you take off too much of a nail. And my 5th one is not something I'm giving up, something I need to start doing. I'll start walking every day if you pick that one.
I love it.
I really need to do that anyway. Like, 2 miles, 3 miles a day. I really need to start doing that. So.
I just love it that you put some thought into it and you're doing this with me, because I kind of thought you might be silly and be like, I ain't doing that with you, Will. You're crazy. And you put like rooting for the Bills and rooting for the Cubs and things you were going to give up.
Shoot, that'd be easier than some of these.
So we're going to do this. Our friends at Surdike, the handy dandy thing.
Okay.
So I'm going to let you draw mine first.
Okay.
Don't reveal it yet.
Okay.
You pick
By the way, I want you to open your Christmas present before I pick.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Christmas present before I pick.
Right.
Getting nervous. I don't receive gifts well, so I'm always...
Okay. See, So
Oh.
this is my Christmas present to Wild Will.
I'm afraid to.
What is this?
Oh, okay. Oh, no.
So that is $350 in McDonald's gift cards. $350. So if I pick out no McDonald's, you got to look at those for a year.
I cannot believe. Merry McChristmas, my brother. Love you, bro, Chris. And you have literally got me beautiful. $350 in McDonald's gift cards.
And that probably lasts about 2 weeks.
Dear Lord, baby Jesus, please don't let him draw McDonald's because I know where I'm going as soon as we get done with the show today. Hey, thanks, buddy.
You bet. No problem, man.
That's awesome.
So
You're a good man.
Just pick any one of these?
Pick any one and put it
Okay.
in front of you.
So, and I
Don't open it yet.
Oh, don't open
No,
it yet.
because we're
Okay.
going to do it together.
Okay.
Get rid of the
So
evidence.
those are the other ones. And
These are your
mine.
5.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so I've got mine now. We'll get rid of the rest of the evidence. So here together,
Okay.
If
This
you
is
draw-
what we're giving up.
seriously, if you draw the McDonald's after what you just gave me, I'm smashing my head against this can in pure frustration.
Oh, you ready?
I'm going to, yeah, all right. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Oh.
No.
Do you think it's the McDonald's?
No, I hope not.
Actually, it's the Ghost Energy.
Oh,
So the Ghost Energy drinks go for, how long do you think you're going to be able to do that?
I'll go a whole year.
Really?
Yeah, I'll go. No more Ghost Energy.
Wow,
I'm about to find me another sour, sugar-free energy drink I love.
Left himself an out. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, look what I drew. Meaning, I'm not using these on you and I together anymore because I drew fast food.
Okay. Well, there
He goes,
you go.
yes, no walking, no early to bed. He goes, yes.
I'm still going to try to do the walk. And
Yeah,
I'm still going to try to do it.
But with that, I think that's great. An effort for all of those things for both of us would go a long way.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes, we want to do, like, it's a little unrealistic and crazy to think, okay, I think that one, that's doable for us. But sometimes when it comes to a New Year's resolution, we try to go all in on day one. And the problem is, like, so for instance, a couple years ago, you remember I was really strict during the holiday season because I said, if you start January 1, you're going to start going to the gym.
Yeah.
Well, after the holidays and overeating and over drinking and not sleeping and not being at work, the reality of you wrecking your body and your system and then going is going to be 10 times harder to go to the gym than it would have been if you didn't have a precursor. So any resolution, just a little nugget from Uncle Chris and I, make it obtainable, make it small, that after a couple of days you can see, okay, I'm making progress. That'll keep you motivated and keep you going, because we all know the January 1st gym ritual and how well that works, right?
So let me ask you. So you gave up the Ghost Energy drinks, but does that include all energy drinks?
All energy drinks.
Wow.
All,
Okay.
with the exception of coffee.
Okay. Well, yeah, because that's.
I'm
kind
going
of
to
a given.
transition from this to black coffee this new year. That way I'm not getting the cream and the sugar. So, hey, but this is only, the 27th of December. So I've still got, as long as they're not watching this after Sunday.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm really going to try to start walking every day, like a couple miles, 3 miles a day, because that's so good for you to do that. But it's, like you said, it's attainable. It's not something that's impossible to do. I mean, that's something we can all do. Even if you're walking around your house, you can, put the counts the miles and stuff and figure out how far you go. So, and with the giving up fast food for me, that just means that I might have to go to a restaurant, right?
Oh, right.
To sit down and eat, instead of going through the fast food. That's not going to make Mrs. Uncle Chris too happy.
I'll tell you what's exciting, though, is it's not going to put a damper into our plans for Wild Will and Uncle Chris Taste the Lake series.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
We're bringing that back in full force in the spring of 2024. Looking real forward to that. And we should have minimum of one new venue a month on Cup of Coffee starting in the spring of 24. And so won't be fast food, but we'll be traveling around the lake, and we
good stuff.
love going to eat those places.
It's really do. Every place we've been so far with Will and Chris Taste, we've loved. Every one of them has been so good. I'm so looking forward to doing more of those. That's greatness, man.
I will look forward to that. Now, real quick, we don't get to go into it, but just to kind of piggyback off what we said, one of our favorite stories was the COVID coverage, and we stuck our neck out there, and we covered that. We got some pushback. But you notice this headline now, the military could owe billions to service members who were involuntarily discharged for refusing the COVID shots. No surprise.
No surprise at all. Kind of knew this is coming. And in fact, I don't think it should be necessarily just against the military and the U.S. government. It should be against Biden and the idiots that, started pushing this in the first place.
Fauci.
Fauci, completely un-American. So the U.S. military could owe billions in back pay and legal fees, according to this story, depending on the outcome of 3 class action lawsuits filed on behalf of service members who allege that they were wrongfully discharged for refusing the COVID-19 vaccine. And we knew when that was happening, right? We're saying, you're kicking these people out of the military. They're the best people in the military, and you're kicking them out because they won't take the dangerous vaccine that we don't know anything about. Well, now it's starting to come back on them that the military, the U.S. government, our tax money, might have to go to pay billions of dollars to pay these people back. And they deserve it, but it should come out of the Bidens and it should come out of the Fauci's money because they're the idiots that were pushing that.
Yeah, and it shows that it's unclear how many service members were involuntarily discharged for refusing the vaccine, but the estimated range is more than 8,000 to under 2,000. And Fox News last week reported that thousands of troops had unsuccessfully sought religious exemptions from the inoculation, including 8,900 soldiers and 10,800 airmen and guard. I mean, it was just, numbers were unbelievably high that said, hey, I don't want this vaccine forced on me. I want to fight for my country. I don't know enough about it. I'm not going to take it. Therefore, they lost their job. They were kicked out of the military. That messed with our military numbers. I mean, it was a sad deal. And this is one of many, many ongoing sagas and results that are going to come from the United States botch of the COVID situation.
I was just going to say that. This is just the tip of the iceberg because you remember the ESPN reporter, the lady that left ESPN because she would not take the COVID jab because she knew she wanted to have children.
Tracy Wilson.
She wanted to have children. She knew that the vaccine was apparently dangerous for that. ESPN forced her to leave, right? So there's, but there's hundreds, there's thousands of stories like that. Totally un-American situations where people were forced to leave because they wouldn't take an unproven vaccine. So this is just the tip of the iceberg.
No doubt about it. And as we look ahead to the new year, Chris, it's time to recap some of the great stuff that we had going on in Lake TV this year. Man, I'm telling you, we had such a good year. Before we get into that, you got Eagle Days coming up Saturday, January 6th, a one-day.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure that's the sound
you do that better
Eagle
than I
makes.
do it, yeah.
But Eagle Day, Saturday, January 6th, Ameren, Missouri, proudly presents the annual Eagle Days. Of course, you can find out more by going to funlake.com/events. But that's moved to a one-day event, and that's the first Saturday of the new year, Saturday, January 6th. Again, check out funlake.com/events to find out more details, location, time. Also, Community Spotlight Show. It's been great. This week we got Kara Gerdeman from the Kids Harbor, and we had her on, remember, about the power play goals for kids with the St. Louis Blues in Ameren, Missouri. You can still vote all the way through January 31st every single day, so make sure you go vote. And then to start the new year, our first show is with John and Lynn Farrell. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was. So many great memories because the Farrells have been here at the lake for many years. I think John got here in 71 and Lynn got here in 75. So we talk about some of their memories from over the years, what the lake was like back then. And it was the legendary Lee Mace that helped bring John to town. And so, we'll talk about those fun stories and some of the more interesting, entertaining people that help make the lake what it is over the years. So be sure to join us. That's next week on the Community Spotlight Show. So great stuff, a lot of fun.
And don't miss, this Saturday is the January 2024 debut of the monthly market update with Jessica Bruce and the Bruce and Kelly Remax Lake of the Ozarks team. She has Jason Whittle, Jeff Krantz from Remax, and they talk shop. It was awesome, had a little fun. Don't miss that coming up this Saturday on all Lake TV platforms. It'll be available on demand as well come Saturday. As we look ahead to the new year, what a crazy, awesome year it's been for Lake TV. We're looking so forward to 2024, but I want to ask, what are you most looking forward to in the new year with Lake TV?
I think 2024 is going to be crazy, and I don't know that it's going to be a good crazy. I think it might be a bad crazy. Being an election year, I think it could get just nuts in 2024. I don't know if I'm looking forward to that, but I'm interested to see how that plays out.
And look, we've got political forums in March right here on
Yeah.
Lake TV with big primary elections coming up first week in April 2024. We'll have that and all kinds of great content for the new year. Thank you, my friends, for being a part of our year right here at Cup of Coffee from Slumberland at the Lake.